Then you have Valenta taking on Skava. Winner of that clash will take on either Townsend or the number 3 siege fiancé in the second round. I mean, that bottom section of the draw might be the wilder section of the entire draw. That bottom section between the other fiancé is just slayers. They're just killers in that entire. Sabalenka must be wondering what could have been, because this time the opportunity has shifted to Alex. Alex is now set to clash Serena Williams in the second round of Wimbledon 2026. A matchup that would represent one of the ultimate moments of her young career. For a competitor who has long dreamed of sharing the court with one of tennis' greatest champions, that dream is now becoming a reality. In a recent interview, Arya Sabalenka said she thought it was thrilling to see Serena Williams back in the tournament and admitted she would love the chance to play against her. However, that potential showdown is no longer in her hands. Instead, it is Alex who is expected to get the opportunity to face Serena on one of the sport's biggest stages, giving her the chance to experience the kind of match every young player dreams about. The 20-year-old Filipino star, Alex, has been on an incredible run throughout the entire grass court season, and now she is the one preparing to walk onto the Wimbledon court to face Serena Williams. It is the kind of opportunity every young player dreams about. A chance to compete against one of the greatest champions the sport has ever seen on tennis' biggest stage. While others may have hoped for that matchup, this moment belongs to Alex. And starts and you can't control the ball, it's a nightmare. But when you have like that variety and you're used to having to push people around through like the spins and the drops and the angles, it's a lot easier to adjust. I mean, to understand why this is such a special occasion, you have to look at the journey Alex has taken over the past few weeks. It is not a story that can be summed up in a single sentence. Instead, it has unfolded chapter by chapter, tournament by tournament, steadily building into one of the most remarkable grass runs of the season. With each victory, Alex has gained more confidence, more momentum, and more attention from the tennis world. The story began at the Birmingham Open. Alex arrived as one of the tour's most promising young talents, a player that dedicated WTA followers had been watching closely, even if she had not yet become a household name among casual tennis fans. By the end of the tournament, however, that had changed. Alex produced a stunning run through the draw and captured the title, announcing herself as one of the most exciting rising stars in women's tennis. Alex capped off a remarkable run at the Birmingham Open by defeating Nicola Bardova in a thrilling final that tested every part of her game. It was a hard-fought 3-set battle with the final score reading 5-7, 6-3, 7-5. Nothing came easily. Alex had to battle through adversity, adjust her tactics, and stay mentally strong when the match threatened to slip away. She didn't cruise to the title. She earned it with resilience, determination, and the ability to deliver under pressure. That victory on the grass courts of England sent a clear message to the tennis world. Alex was no longer just a promising prospect. She had become a genuine contender. From Birmingham, Alex carried her momentum into Berlin, where an even greater challenge awaited. The draw was filled with experienced, world-class opponents, and many believed it would be too much for a young player still establishing herself at the highest level. Instead, Alex handled the pressure with remarkable composure and confidence, producing performances that left fans and analysts alike shaking their heads in admiration. She defeated Donovic, then followed it up with another impressive victory over Elena Rykina, proving that her success in Birmingham was no fluke. With every match, Alex continued to show that she belonged among the very best on the WTA Tour. Alex's impressive run in Berlin continued with another statement victory over Alina Svitolina. That meant she had defeated 3 established stars, Donna Veik, Elena Rybakina, and Alina Svitolina, players who have won Grand Slam titles or consistently competed at the highest level of professional tennis for years. Alex stepped onto the court against each of them without fear and came away with victories that turned heads across the tennis world. Her journey eventually came to an end in the semifinals against Linda Noskova. Yes, the defeat was disappointing, but it did nothing to erase what she had accomplished throughout the week. Instead, it became another building block in her remarkable rise. 4 impressive wins, including 3 over elite-level opponents at one of the strongest grass court tournaments on the calendar, proved that Alex was doing far more than putting together a lucky week. She was announcing herself as a genuine force on the WTA Tour. Then came Bad Hamburg, and with it one of the most unexpected and memorable moments of the grass court season. Venus Williams, one of the greatest champions in the history of women's tennis, chose Alex as her doubles partner in the final tournament before Wimbledon. It was more than just a partnership. It was a powerful vote of confidence from a legend who saw something special in the young Filipino star. Sharing the court with Venus gave Alex another invaluable experience and further demonstrated just how much respect she had earned within the tennis world heading into Wimbledon. Let that sink in for a moment. Venus Williams looked across the entire WTA field, considered every available option, and chose Alex as her doubles partner. That decision alone spoke volumes about the respect Alex has earned. But what made it even more meaningful was Venus' explanation. She was not focused on rankings or raw power. Instead, she praised Alex's tennis intelligence. According to Venus, she wanted a partner who does more than simply hit the ball hard. She wanted someone who understands how to change the pace of a match. Someone who wins points through smart tactics, controlled shot-making, and intelligent decision-making. Venus emphasized that she values variety over pure aggression. A player who can use spins, angles, and drop shots to move opponents around the court and adapt when conditions become difficult. As Venus explained, when the wind picks up and controlling the ball becomes a challenge, players who rely only on power often struggle. Those who possess variety and know how to construct points with spins, slices, angles, and touch are much better equipped to adjust. That description perfectly matched the style of tennis Alex has displayed throughout her rise on tour, making Venus' choice seem even more understandable. The partnership immediately justified the confidence. Alex and Venus stepped onto the court together for their opening doubles match at Bad Hamburg and defeated Catherine Harrison and Alexandra Osborne. It was a winning start for the new duo and another memorable chapter in Alex's remarkable grasscourt season, showing that she was capable of thriving alongside one of the greatest champions the sport has ever seen. Alex and Venus looked in complete control from the very first game of their opening round doubles match. They claimed the first set 6-3 before closing out the second 6-4, producing a composed and convincing straight sets victory. Their chemistry was evident throughout the match, with both players complementing each other's strengths and dictating play from the baseline and at the net. The statistics highlighted just how well Alex performed. She won 75% of points behind her first serve and converted 4 of her 7 breakpoint opportunities. Those are the numbers of a player executing a clear game plan with confidence and precision. Rather than simply surviving, Alex controlled key moments, made smart decisions under pressure, and delivered whenever the match demanded it. At the same time, Aina Sabalenka was dealing with a very different situation. While Alex was building momentum on the grass courts of Bad Hamburg alongside Venus Williams, Sabalenka was reflecting on another disappointing tournament result. In recent interviews, she also addressed comments she had previously made about potentially stepping away from tennis, clarifying her thoughts after those remarks generated significant discussion. The contrast was striking. Alex was adding another memorable chapter to her grass court campaign. While Sabalenka's focus was on regrouping ahead of the next challenge, there was another storyline coming out of Bad Hamburg that attracted plenty of attention. While Venus Williams was building an impressive partnership with Alex on the court, she also shared her perspective on Aina Sabalenka's reaction following a disappointing loss earlier in the season. Venus suggested that dealing with defeat is an essential part of professional tennis and emphasized the importance of maintaining perspective even during difficult moments. According to Venus, every player experiences painful defeats and periods of frustration throughout their career. The challenge is not avoiding those moments but deciding how to respond to them. She stressed that resilience, professionalism, and the ability to move forward are qualities that define the greatest champions, suggesting that setbacks should become motivation rather than reasons for despair. Venus also pointed out that despite any recent disappointments, Sabalenka was still enjoying a season that many professional players could only dream of, with major titles, a world-class ranking, and one of the strongest resumes on the WTA Tour. Venus' message was that perspective matters. Even when results fall short of expectations, the bigger picture should not be forgotten. Those comments added another layer to an already fascinating week in Bad Hamburg. As Venus and Alex continued building momentum together on the court, Venus' remarks off the court sparked discussion throughout the tennis world, highlighting both the mental challenges of competing at the highest level and the champion's mindset required to overcome them. Venus continued her point by emphasizing that allowing one or two disappointing tournaments to overshadow an otherwise outstanding season does not reflect the full picture. She suggested that every champion experiences setbacks and that learning how to handle frustration is just as important as learning how to win. In a lighthearted but memorable remark, Venus even joked that if the frustration becomes overwhelming, the answer might be to go find a rage room, a humorous way of encouraging players to release their emotions privately rather than letting them define their public image. Taken together, Venus' comments painted a clear picture of the mindset she believes elite competitors should have. With decades of experience at the highest level, she stressed the importance of resilience, perspective, and professionalism when dealing with defeat. Those qualities, in her view, are part of what separates great champions from everyone else. The timing of those remarks made the story even more compelling. Around the same period, Venus announced her doubles partnership with Alex, and the pair immediately rewarded that decision by winning their opening match together. It was another positive chapter in Alex's impressive grass-court campaign and another sign of the confidence that one of tennis' greatest champions had placed in the young Filipino star. The contrast naturally became a talking point. On one side was Alex, whose confidence and steady rise had earned the trust of Venus Williams. On the other was Sabalenka, one of the most accomplished players in the world, who was facing questions about how she handled recent disappointments. It became less about talent, which both players clearly possess, and more about the different ways elite athletes respond to the inevitable highs and lows of professional tennis. In recent months, Sabalenka has faced several difficult moments that have sparked discussion about her reactions to defeat. Following her loss to Coco Gauff at the US Open, she appeared visibly disappointed. And after other high-profile defeats, including against IGSWYCH, her post-match comments drew significant attention. There was also a period after Roland Garros when she spoke candidly about her frustration before later clarifying her remarks. Taken together, those moments fueled conversations about the emotional challenges that come with competing at the very highest level. By contrast, Alex's grass-court season has been defined by steady progress and remarkable composure. At just 20 years old, she captured the Birmingham title, reached the semifinals in Berlin, earned the opportunity to partner with Venus Williams in Bad Hamburg, and celebrated a victory in their very first doubles match together. Each tournament has added another layer to her growing reputation as one of the brightest young talents in women's tennis. What has impressed so many people is not just Alex's shot-making, but the way she responds to adversity. When she loses a set or suffers a defeat, she rarely lets it define her. Instead, she adjusts, learns from the experience, and comes back stronger in the next opportunity. That resilience has become one of the defining characteristics of her game and one of the reasons her rise has captured so much attention. It is easy to understand why Venus Williams saw so much potential in Alex. Beyond her talent, Venus recognized a player with intelligence, adaptability, and a calm approach under pressure, qualities that have defined many of the sport's greatest champions. Those attributes combined with Alex's impressive results throughout the grass season help explain why Venus chose her as a partner and why so many believe Alex's best tennis is still ahead of her. Venus' decision to partner with Alex was never based solely on a winning streak or recent results. Every player experiences losses, and Venus understood that better than almost anyone. What stood out to her was the way Alex responded when things did not go her way. Rather than becoming discouraged, Alex consistently adjusted, learned, and came back stronger. That resilience and maturity are qualities Venus has long believed separate truly great players from the rest. Now, Alex has been handed an extraordinary opportunity. Serena Williams is back at Wimbledon, returning to the grass courts where she built so much of her legendary career. For tennis fans, it is one of the most anticipated storylines of the tournament. For Alex, it is something even more personal, a chance to compete against one of the athletes she grew up watching and admiring. As a young player, Alex watched Serena and Venus Williams redefine greatness in women's tennis. They inspired an entire generation with their dominance, determination, and championship mentality. Now, in the second round of Wimbledon, Alex is set to walk onto the same court and stand across the net from Serena herself. It is the kind of moment every aspiring tennis player dreams about. A chance to test themselves against one of the greatest champions the sport has ever known. Regardless of the outcome, this match represents another milestone in Alex's remarkable journey. It is the reward for months of hard work, a breakthrough grass season, and the composure she has shown throughout her rapid rise. For Alex, this is far more than just another match. It is the realization of a lifelong dream and an opportunity to create a memory that will stay with her forever. This moment feels like the culmination of everything Alex has accomplished throughout the grass court season. From lifting the trophy in Birmingham to reaching the semifinals in Berlin with impressive victories over Elena Rykina, Alina Svitolina and Donovkic, and then partnering with Venus Williams for a winning start in Bad Hamburg. Every tournament has added another chapter to her remarkable rise. Her consistency, maturity, and ability to perform under pressure have made this one of the breakthrough stories of the season. Earlier in the summer, Aina Sabalenka spoke about how exciting it would be to have the chance to face Serena Williams if the opportunity arose. As the draw unfolded, however, that opportunity went to Alex instead. Sometimes that's simply how tournament draws work. But for Alex, it also comes after months of outstanding performances that earned her place on one of tennis' biggest stages. What has stood out most during Alex's run is not only the victories, but also the way she has handled both success and setbacks. She has continued to carry herself with composure, learning from every match and steadily building momentum. Those qualities, combined with her intelligent style of play, are among the reasons she has attracted so much praise from players and fans alike. Now, Alex's unforgettable grass court campaign reaches its biggest chapter yet. She is set to face Serena Williams at Wimbledon, the player she grew up admiring and one of the greatest champions the sport has ever produced. Regardless of what happens next, it is a landmark moment in Alex's career.